If you are watching this video, then it found you for a reason, and that is because you know that you are meant to be making a massive change in your life. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no one is coming to save you and hand you your dreams. Your big break isn't coming, okay? You're going to have to go after and make your big break. The most successful people are the people who stop waiting around, who stop just doom scrolling, who stop wasting all of their potential and actually are willing to put themselves out there. And if you're struggling with motivation, here's why. You might know what you want to be creating. Your soul is calling for you. And I like to say that our desires are our dharma, meaning that our desires will lay out our life's purpose for us. That when we follow our desires, we will be on the path that we're meant to be on. But unfortunately, just because your soul wants something doesn't mean that your brain is going to be on board. And your brain will find really sneaky ways of self-sabotaging. And the reason for this is because your brain is wired just for your survival, okay? Your brain has two jobs. That's just to keep you alive and to preserve energy. So what it's going to do is it's going to keep you focused on the past, focused on all of the things that could go wrong, and keep you focused on doing nothing, okay? Staying exactly where you are. That's your brain's job. And so if you're feeling stuck right now, then your brain is actually doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Your soul might know that you are meant for bigger things, for a bigger life, for more success, for more visibility, for more love, for more happiness. And yet your brain is going to be resistant to that change. And listen, a lot of people come to me asking how to make it easier. I have bad news for you. It's actually hard. If creating success, fame, legacy, visibility were easy, then everyone would do it, right? It really is, though, a prize that is yours for the claiming. No one's gonna hand it to you, but if you can be consistent and committed and stay focused on your vision, then you can create whatever you see in your mind's eye. So I had a goal of becoming a celebrity life coach, okay? I wanted to be the most famous, the most influential life coach in the world. And honestly, I wanted to do this because I wanted to make a lot of money. I had just become a single mom and I needed to figure out how to take care of my son. So I took out a $50,000 PayPal loan to get some help making YouTube ads. And I have to tell you, it completely flopped. And the terms of this loan were really terrible. And I essentially owed PayPal $1,000 every single week. And I felt like I was completely drowning and the ads were not working. So I flew down to Austin, Texas to meet with the people who were helping me with my ads team. And I checked into my hotel and my credit card got declined. Now the receptionist was trying to be nice and was like, oh, it's probably just because you flew in from out of state. No, it's because I literally had no money. And in that moment, I was like, maybe I'm just gonna pack up, head back to the airport and file for bankruptcy, move to Jamaica and start a new life. Instead, what I decided was to root back into my vision. At this point, it felt like I had no other option. I decided that what I wanted was no longer optional. So in that moment, I decided to lock in, stay connected to my vision, and get exactly what I came for. I decided that I was going to leave that event being the most successful person in the room. Within a month, I made $20,000 in sales. The next month, my videos finally started taking off and I was able to collect $20,000 so that I could reinvest it into my home, myself, and my business so that I could continue on this path of building the How to Be Famous brand. What I tapped into in that moment is what I call celebrity energy. I also call this God energy. It's our highest self. Now, this is something that we all have access to. It's the part that you tap into when you're feeling unafraid, when you know that you are focused and committed on your vision, and you're trusting that you can actually create it. Now, just because I was trusting in that moment did not mean that I did not feel fear, okay? You might be experiencing fear right now. That's probably what's keeping you stuck from going after your goals. But what I decided was that fear was not a problem, that I was going to create the result that I came for and to be able to figure this out in spite of the fear. I wasn't waiting for the fear to go away. I decided to take action in spite of the fear. Now, you might not want to be the most famous life coach that there is, but you can also tap into this God energy, this celebrity energy. And ultimately, it starts with a decision. I know that sounds really simple, and it is simple, but just because something's simple doesn't mean that it's easy. So think about that vision that you have, that dream that you have, and right now you have to decide that it is inevitable. Decide that your success is inevitable, and ultimately decide that you are going to take action toward it even if and when there is fear there, because the fear is not going anywhere, but it also doesn't have to be a deterrent to your goals. It can be really easy when you're feeling like you're knocked down to use that as evidence against yourself and say, see, look, this clearly isn't gonna happen for me, right? But what I wanna offer is that it is in those exact moments that you become the person that you are meant to be. that you become the person who creates the results that you are wanting right now. These challenges are sent on your path for a reason, so that you can build the strength to be the person who actually has those results. That experience ultimately made me the coach that I am today, and since coaching hundreds of other clients on this, I have found the exact same thing to be true. That we all have fear, that we all have doubt, but that we also have access to this God energy. That said, you don't have to push yourself into a rock bottom in order to create success. In fact, I'm working with celebrities, they're creating levels of fame, and I really don't recommend that they try and hit rock bottom just so that they can soar above. The truth is, whether you're at rock bottom or whether you're on your way there, or maybe you're not even close, if you want to make a change in your life, it ultimately comes down to deciding that where you're at right now is no longer good enough and that you are going to raise your standard for your life. Since building my business, I have had the gift of working with some of the most successful creatives, artists, and even celebrities that you've seen on red carpets. And I have to tell you, all of them felt stuck at different points along their journey, just like what you might be feeling right now. But that doesn't mean that you also aren't meant to achieve big things. This might just be a necessary growing pain for you so that you can actually become the person who is able to hold and maintain all of that success. Now listen, I know all of this might seem kind of overwhelming, but I also know that you know what the next step is. So I'm going to encourage you to go and take that next step. Yeah, that thing that just popped into your mind when I said that, the thing that you've been avoiding doing, that is your next breadcrumb. Follow that journey, and that is going to take you to the success that you were meant for. I've seen people do extraordinary and remarkable things, and I promise you can do that too. It means a lot that you spent your time with me today, and it would also mean a lot if you could subscribe so that we can hold each other accountable on this journey. Until next time, I'm Whitney Euland, and thanks so much for watching.